Welcome to You Are What You Love, your window into the future of spirituality. We're going to talk to you about your life and the evolution of your soul while we bring alive the essence of eternal truth. So here is your host, the author of You Are What You Love, Vaishali.
Welcome to another exciting episode of You Are What You Love. I'm your hostess, Wishali, and today we're joined by our favorite animal communicator. Her name is Donna Dvorak, and she spells it DANADVORAK, animalcommunicator.com. She's got a newsletter that she puts out, and in this particular newsletter, she let us know she's going to talk about animal communication and how you can up your game in communicating with your animal companion. And if you would like to receive her newsletter, go to Donna Dvorak, animalcommunicator.com. Sign up for the newsletter. That way you'll know when she's going to be on next and what she's going to talk about. You can impress your friends with your psychic ability. And you can learn more about the sessions that she offers and how to make an appointment. So, Donna, welcome back, sweetheart.
Hi, Vaishali. Thank you for having me. It's always wonderful to be here. Thank you.
And when you come on, you usually have a topic, and it can be a variety of different things. I think one of the ones I learned the most was how to evacuate different kinds of animals. You did a show on how to evacuate animals,
Yeah.
about medical
hmm
stuff, about flea stuff, about behavioral stuff. And this particular show, you wanted to talk about how we can learn how to communicate with our animals. We can learn how to do that
Yeah.
more confidently. And so we'll take some callers and we'll get a chance to talk to them about their animals and maybe, what they are or not communicating.
hmm
But you've been
Sure.
teaching people how to talk to their animals for quite some time.
Yes, absolutely. Because actually, I think it's so important that people are a little bit self-sufficient sometimes with their communication skills. Because I had so many situations where clients needed quick connection with their animal. It was like an emergency, and it was impossible in that moment to get an animal communicator. Like if you need something within 5 to 10 minutes, if it's so, like I had a client whose dog was in the hospital under oxygen tank, right? And the decision was like, let them go or not let them go. Do they want to cross? And so it's kind of hard because it's not always usually that the animal communicator is available. And then so that, or if your animal is not feeling well, or if your animal gets lost and immediately you want to connect with them and you want to know where they are so you know where to go, but the animal, you cannot reach and get communicator on your case right now because it's just not possible time wise. Or people also who travel a lot and they need to tell their animal when they're leaving, and it's just kind of little, they would have to have an animal communicator like on the retainer to just be talking about their travel plans. So all these scenarios, makes me always encourage my clients to tell them to just, try to learn a little bit at least how to communicate with your animal, how to talk. And you can either, because you would not have to be in the stressful situation if something happens, because you would be able to immediately connect to your animal and you would know at least the basics, what the animal is, what's going on. So, it doesn't mean you have to become an animal communicator, but you can help, you can be a little bit more comfortable when things arise like that, like emergencies. So I wanted to talk, and there is ways to do that. Obviously, you can take classes, which I really I encourage, because that gives you a bigger and broader handle on the communications, and it's a great way to start. And then, I recommend the first level, the introduction to animal communication. That's something what really gives you the basics for the animal communicating. And then from there, you don't have to go further because that is going to be plenty information to teach you how to communicate with your own animal. But if you want to go further, then we have the animal communication level 2, where we have a problem solving and all type of cases, such as what to do when your animal is ready to cross over, what to do when the animal is lost, when they are animal is misbehaving, there are aggressions, there are separation, anxiety, and such. So this is the level 2, and then I also offer health and healing, which is really a great class because it gives people tools how to find out how their animal feels, if they feel pain, where in part of the body, and also use tools such as crystals, pendulums, Bach flowers, how to do muscle testing and stuff, and also about the correct diet, about correct vaccination, about chakras, how to unblock animals' chakras, how to work with it, because the work with chakras is very important for animals' well-being. So, and then I have my very last seminar, which has been very popular actually, and that's a past lives and animal spirituality. And that's all about, spirituality of animals and about past lives and how the past lives affect the relationship we have now with our animals, and how to look into them and how to heal those connections so we have a better relationship with our animal now.
Right. And that's always a fascinating rabbit hole to go down. I see we've got a caller, so we're going to go to our first caller now.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I mean, even this morning, I'm talking to her, going, why don't you want to eat, Enza? But she didn't answer right away.
You know what? When you do this exercise,
she just gives me a funny look, and it's like, okay, I got to read her funny look. So that's.
Well, but
she is a special dog, and.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. She's a special dog.
I said she is a special dog, and I will try to listen to her more often and try to communicate better with her. But she is a wonderful dog. So I just want to let both of you know that.
She is. She definitely is, and she loves to. She will. That funny look she's giving you. That she's telling you, well, I don't want to eat. I'm not hungry, but I know that you don't know the rest what she's saying. So when you do this exercise, I really would see. Because I know you both guys, and I think it would be actually it would be very easy for you to build the connection and to understand her with this simple exercise I just told you.
Yeah, I will try that.
Great, wonderful.
Okay, well, thanks.
I know that one of the things I do with my kitties is I massage their abdomen. It's more like fur rolling. You grab the fur in your hand and kind of roll it. And I'm wondering if that kind of gentle fur rolling palpation, if that would be useful to Enza as far as bringing relief to. From an Ayurvedic point of view, we would say is that she has too much vata. She has too much air. And sometimes the palpating can bring that down so that, the body can eliminate it easier. And I would also think that level of touch and intimacy and closeness and nurturing would be good for Richard as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's actually a great idea, Vaishali. I think absolutely, yeah.
My kitties are big, full body massaging sluts, and Richard, they'll when I'm in bed or I'm in on the couch or in the recliner chair, they'll come up and they'll plop themselves down right on my lap and look at me like, what? I'm ready for my full body massage now. Come on, let's get to it. And they'll seek me out for it. They love it. But if you find Enza laying on the ground on her side, and you can go over there and kind of gently do the gentle abdominal, fur rolling in your hand, and see if she, you know, responds in a way that lets you know that that's giving her some relief. Because now that you know she's not eating because it would be physically uncomfortable for her, it would be physically unpleasant. That you know that's a relief. Now it's not because of something else, but obviously the next thing is, well, how do we bring her some relief?
Yeah, I totally
Yeah,
agree.
that's a
And
good
you know what?
question.
Yeah, because every time, like when you touch her, when you put your hand on her, you know, like just to stroke her or touch her, it's actually very healing for the animal. And so you definitely can do, as Vaishali says, and just kind of massage her gently with the intention to help her release the bloat, whatever the, you know, with the
Yeah.
intention to just make her feel better, basically. Because that
Yeah.
is, you don't have to be really like a, especially, you know, you don't have to be like a super healer to do that. It's just your love and your intention to make her feel better. It's a huge, you know, huge healing energy.
Yeah, the love is the magic. And
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she does come up. She does come to me when I'm working on the computer and nudges me with her nose. So, and I try to give her some attention at that point, but it's like, I think I should pay more attention to that, like you say.
Yes.
yeah,
You
and
know
when
what
she,
she's telling you when she does this, she says, "Hey, Dad, let's take a break. You're working
yeah,
too much."
I think she's telling you you've been on the computer too much.
Yes,
Yeah, I think
exactly.
so too. Yeah, that's great.
So yes, she takes care. Good. She tries to take good care of you.
Yeah, well, that's good to know too. Okay.
Well, thank
Well,
you so
well,
much,
thank you
Richard,
both
for
so much.
calling.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you,
you
and
for
say
your
hi to
advice.
Elsa for me. You're
I
welcome.
certainly will. Thank you both.
Bye, Richard.
Thank
Give
you.
Enza our
Bye
Bye.
bye.
love. And you know,
Okay,
Donna,
thanks.
just to validate Enza, when you study Chinese and Ayurvedic medicine, one of the things they tell you is that the outer weather is connected to your inner weather, and that storms in the outer
Mhm.
world are created by a high pressure and a low pressure zone coming together. And
Wow.
when we have gut problems, it can be because of that same problem, high and low pressure coming together. So
Wow.
if you worry a lot, you'll create that high and low pressure, uh, you know, environment internally. And if he's dealing with some depression and some other things, that can create a high and low pressure zone that Enza may be kind of trying to take on or mirror back. And
Yeah.
so, um,
That's super interesting. I did not know about the Chinese, you know, medicine about this at all. That's, yeah, for sure. That's what's happening, you know.
yes, they say that all the outer weather exists because it's mirroring an inner weather condition. We
Yeah.
have dry,
Hmm.
arid places in our body. We have oily, wet marshes in our body. We have hurricanes that touch down and create a heart attack. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
the outer and the inner world are mirrored, um, metaphorical energetic systems that mirror each other. And so just to kind of validate Enza's, you know,
Hmm.
it's the weather response is that from a Chinese and Ayurvedic point of view, the inner and outer pressure zones created by worry. You know, the best illustration of it is if you've ever eaten something cold really quickly and you get brain freeze,
Yeah.
that's a classic example of winds created by a high and low pressure. You put something really cold in your gut, which is the center of your part of your body that should be the hottest because that's your cooking center that has to cook all the food you drop into it. So when you
Hmm.
throw something really cold into the center of your body, that high and low pressure zone causes winds to rush into your head and give you brain freeze. But
Wow.
emotions do the same thing. Hot and cold emotions will create this inner weather problem, which can be depression, you know, and worry and
Right. Hmm.
anxiety and panic attacks and anxiousness. All of that creates inner weather that is destructive.
That is super interesting, and it makes sense, and especially with animals because I do because they are so sensitive, so they picking up all the stuff from outside. So it's actually thank you for that. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I just, I was listening to it going when I got the piece about Richard's emotional, things that he's working with right now. I thought, okay, well, now the weather comment makes sense, but I can see that, unless you've had that kind of paradigm introduced to you, it wouldn't occur to you. You wouldn't draw a correlation.
Right, for sure, for sure.
And
Wow.
real quick, sweetheart, I just want to let our listening audience know that you're listening to animal communicator extraordinaire. Her name is Donna Dvorak. She spells it DANADVORAK, animalcommunicator.com. She's got a newsletter. You can sign up to learn how to talk to your animal or how to get a session with her by going to Donna Dvorak, animalcommunicator.com. And we've got, I also want to remind our listening audience, you're listening to CTR, Contact Talk Radio, and this show is You Are What You Love. And today, what we love is communicating with animals via the lovely and charming Donna Dvorak. And Donna, we've got Joan on hold. So let's see if we can bring Joan on. Joan, are you there, darling?
Yes, hi.
Hi, sweetheart. Why don't you share with Donna what your animal communication concerns are?
Yes, hi. I have a dog, and his name is Joey, and he's been very stressed lately and very clingy.
Mm-hmm. And you want to know why?
Yeah.
So, how does Joey look? Can you describe him a little bit for me?
Yeah, he's about a 60-pound mixed breed, and he's black and white, medium weight. He has, white paws, like a white arrow on his forehead, a white chest.
A tuxedo dog?
Yeah, I guess so.
It's already it's interesting. Okay, so and where does Joey live? I just need a location, just the city or state. City.
I'm in Titusville, Florida.
Okay. As I'm connecting to Joey, I feel terrible already. I feel terrible fear from him. He's very afraid that something will happen to you, or something will happen to somebody very close to you. There is a fear that let me ask, why is he thinking that?
So he's afraid that something will happen to me?
Yes. Or somebody very close, like a family member. But
we did have a recent. We had a recent loss. We did have a recent loss.
I'm sorry, I couldn't.
My mom passed on. My mom passed on recently.
Oh my God! So yeah, okay. Well, there. Okay, so that makes sense now because I feel this terrible. What I'm feeling from him was like just this, my horrible fear, like something will happen to you, or like almost like like something happened, which means in his words that he will not see you again. And I think it makes sense. So, and that makes sense what you just said, that your mom passed away. So he's picking up, not only he's picking up your sadness and your fears and all, the whole grieving process, but also he is feeling that, like in his logic, like he doesn't want he's afraid for you. I don't know how else to put it. Does it make sense to you?
Yeah, so he's afraid that I will leave too.
Yes. Because with the fear, what I was feeling from him was that he will be abandoned. And when I was asking him, what do you mean? Like, you mean like you're gonna be? Do your people think they gonna be moving or something? Changing the space? It was no. It's more like you would disappear, or somebody from the family would disappear.
So because we had one loss, he's afraid of me too.
Yes, yes, yes. And then he would feel like he's alone.
Let me ask you something, John. Are you feeling abandoned by your mom crossing over? Are you feeling, this great loss that your canine is picking up on, or are you okay with it? Where are you with emotionally with your mom's pet crossing?
No, it's a great loss.
Yeah.
It's definitely a very big loss.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things that my favorite mystic used to say is that when someone we love crosses over, we're able to be more intimate with them than we were when they were alive. Because when we think about them and we love them and we feel them in our heart, we're closer than when they were alive because they don't have a body to get in the way. You are literally spiritually intimate. You are literally spiritually in the same place, hugging, close, touching. And when you focus on that, she's not dead, she's just got a different form now, and you talk to her differently and you connect with her differently, but she's still there. You still have a relationship, you can still talk. She still shows up in your life, she's still around, she still knows what's going on. And if you were to start focusing on what you do have instead of what you don't, and if you started focusing on making this a successful spiritual connection, because that's all you have now, I think that would translate to your dog, because I think your dog is just kind of mirroring where you are with digesting this or not digesting it, as the case may be.
I see.
Can I tell you, if from the animal communication point of view, if you can just sit with him, really, again, when you have a moment and when you are very, just being very quiet and he's quiet, and just kind of share the moment together. And then when you feel, you know how you feel when you sit with your animal, suddenly there is like this connection between you and you both are relaxed in each other's presence, then just tell him loud with your own words. Just say, I love you and I am not going anywhere. Don't worry. I'm here. Nobody else is going anywhere. Because he will understand you. Because and you can even tell him, I know you are afraid that I'm leaving, but I'm not. I'm staying here with you. You will not be alone. And because what happens is when you're telling him with your words, you actually subconsciously, you're making pictures of what you're talking about. That is something we always do when we talk. So like say you're going to describe to somebody your new car, right? So you are subconsciously, as you're talking to your friend, describing it, you are making images of the new car. And because, and these images just are very fast, so we're not aware of them. And as soon as you say the word and the image comes, then it just disappears. It stores in the short brain memory. But the animals, because they are used to communicating via images and feelings, they pick it up because they are so connected to us. They will pick up these images. So the dog will actually understand you, what you're saying to him. And you will see that his fearfulness will actually disappear. He will relax.
Okay. Oh, that's a good idea. I'll try that.
try it, because actually many people, like, in different situations, similar situations, they I know, I just to tell you this example, one of my clients, she was taking care of her mother's cats, and she said, the cats are so angry and they won't eat and they're running around and screaming, and I don't know what to do. And then so I told her what she can do, just tell them simply, and she did. And then she emails me next day, she goes, oh my God, it works completely. They are behaving, they fine, they calm. So, so this is one of the, I call it shortcuts, that where you really, that's just like something really simple solution, which sometimes we just, we can do ourselves without, you don't have to necessarily make an appointment with a, with a specialist, but you can actually help yourself. And this is one of them. And just try, you'll see, it's going to be a big change for Joy.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
Okay,
And
good.
the nice thing about your animal companions is that you can think of them as the keep it real arena. If there's something that you are not emotionally digesting, they'll mirror it back. They'll let you know. And so it's nice to use them in tandem with whatever self-growth, personal self-reflection habit that you have going. It's nice to fold them into that as something that's helping you be self-reflexive and seeing, a part of our mind that's hard for us to, get a look at. It's hard to see our own crap. It's hard to see our own stuff.
So he's picking up on my emotions.
Correct. And, this one other quick thing I want to share. Donna knows Chuck Bergman. Chuck Bergman's going to be on my show on Friday, the 24th of this month. He's a psychic medium. And if you'd like to call back on Friday, the 24th, and if this is something you feel comfortable with, you could ask him to talk to your mother. And what he'll do is he'll tell you things that your mother is telling him, and your mother will tell him things that you did. You broke up a bowl this morning when you were trying to make cereal.
I know he's outstanding. I know who he is. He's outstanding.
Yes, and I think this would help in your spiritual evolution to know that your mother graduating from the planet is a wonderful inspirational opportunity for you to do some more personal growth work as far as connecting to the spiritual side, and just, it's nice to be able to do our own internal house cleaning and keep a system of checks and balances on what we're looking at, what we're, healing, and what we're dealing with.
I know he's helped me through a lot of, I've spoken with him on a lot of different losses in the past, and it's amazing how he can connect.
Yes. And so I just wanted to bring that to your attention, because it just seemed like it might be a full circle conversation. But know that you're welcome to call in on Friday the 24th, hon, and we'd always love to hear from you.
No, thank you very much.
Thank you for calling. Thank you, John.
Bye,
Okay,
sweetie.
thank you so much for your help.
Sure, you're welcome.
And I'm sorry, Donna, what were you saying?
No, I wasn't saying anything. I was just saying goodbye to John.
Oh, okay. When I've been, working on communicating with the girls too, and the last session we had, you said that they were expressing some frustration that they wanted me to put in more of an effort to communicate with them. So
yes.
I try to do that when I notice that, especially Miss Jackson, if she's making real extended eye contact with me, I know she's trying to say, Mom, I'm trying to get your attention. Mom, I'm trying to get your attention. And so when I look into her face and I see she's staring at me, and it's combined with an internal feeling that I get, I'll just go and stand next to her and look into her face And then, just whatever starts coming to me, I just start muscle checking. Is this what it is? Because that's how I do work, is through kinesiology, and try and fine
Okay.
tune, what the conversation is about.
Yeah.
But
That's good.
I,
That's good.
yeah, I do it with eye gaze.
Yeah. So no, but that's good because you can give yourself validation, which is excellent. I mean, no, absolutely. It's just, I know the animals sometimes they get a little impatient because they say, "Oh yeah, my mom's learning and she knows she's communicating, but I want her to talk more or to do more," because they're so excited that you can understand them. So they can be a little tough, like they want you to really like um so they very excited about us trying to talk with them, and so they want to have conversation.
Yes, yes. And so some people think that their animals want to communicate with them when they bark at something, or they put their paw on their leg or something. And I'm not invalidating or saying that those aren't useful, but sometimes it's quieter. And if you just notice that your animal is staring at you in a very intense way, it may be that they have something that they need to tell you. And that's just another animal communication technique that just works for me. So I thought I'd throw that out there. But we
Yeah.
have Susanna on the line.
Okay.
Talking to Donna is a popular thing today. So why don't
I
we bring
know, right?
Susanna on? Susanna, are you there, sweetheart?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can,
Yes.
darling. Why
Hello.
don't you go ahead and share with Donna what your animal communication concerns are?
Hi,
Okay. Hi,
Susanna.
Donna. I'm Susanna. We met at the vet office.
Yes, you
Uh,
finally
anyway,
got through. Oh, I'm glad. Okay.
thank you. Yeah. I still would like to find out. I emailed and texted you about the orange ginger kitty, and I
Yes.
haven't seen him. He used to come around, and just to kind of visit and hang around and eat sometimes for several weeks, and then he disappeared. And so he's been gone. I don't think I've seen him the last month or two. So I wondered if you could
Yes.
get in touch with him and see what happened to him. If he's all right.
Yes. Yes, I will. I will. It's funny because I mean he definitely is alive. I know that because I was actually thinking about him like a week ago or something. I don't know why. Maybe just he just come. He sometimes animals just come to me naturally without me trying to communicate with them, just to if they want to give me a message for somebody. And I think this was one of these things because I did thought about him out of the blue, which lets me know that he's trying to contact me and let you know how is he doing. So he's definitely nothing happened to him. He's alive, and then I see him living. But he always lives there. This is something he's living not very far. I would say about 4 to 5, maybe blocks, about 6 blocks away from your house. And he's been always. I see a house with like a backyard, and he's been always living there. There is I in that it's but he just kind of runs around the neighborhood. But lately I see him inside the house as well. Um, he's interesting, and I see a collar on him. So
Oh,
yes, he's staying more. He's never been really like a feral kitty. He's been always indoor, outdoor kitty, and more outdoor. And he is having a collar on right now, and I see him being more like still walking around, but he's being inside the house more.
so
Yeah,
that he has
he's
a
not
home. That's wonderful.
Yes, he does. He definitely, and he's always headed. He just came to visit. He was running around quite a bit before. He's like, he likes to explore. He's not very old kitty. He's quite young. And he is, yes, he has a home. I see two, three. I see it's a family actually. Yeah, I see family. It's a family. I see two kids, three kids. Yeah, and I see it's more like and there is also another cat. I see another cat. The cat is stripy, like a tiger cat, and it's a female cat. Um, and he's, I do feel that's his mom.
Oh, the cat
Yeah.
is the female cat is his mom.
Yes, yeah, it's older. It's his mother, and he's been always living
Wow.
in that house. Yes. Yeah, you
So
want
that
to
was
ask
his
something?
home. Oh,
Yeah, that's his home.
oh
He
no,
was
that
just.
was,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Susanna. I interrupted you.
oh no, I'm sorry. So that was that's amazing. That's his home because he's an orange stripe, and the woman and the female cat is orange stripe. So that's his mama. So that's his home.
Yes.
That's always been his home. I guess he just wandered away for an adventure
Yeah.
or something. I don't know, for a while.
You know,
Oh,
Susanna, male cats, especially orange male cats, are kind of like, I don't know if you're a theater person. I don't know if you know Death of a Salesman. There's a character, Willie Loman, from Death of a Salesman, and all male cats are like Willie Loman. They always like to be outside working their territory. They're like a traveling salesman. They're out working their territory.
and he needs to be fixed because that's how I knew he was male because, he's not fixed. So,
Right.
and I guess when they're not fixed, they'd like to roam even more. Yeah.
Well, apparently he identifies as a non-fixed male. Good for him.
Yeah. So it's yeah, he's okay, and he says I'm okay. I'm just home. He says he's fine. He's kind of like a little offbeat, like he's young. I would say the cat is like maybe 2 years old, if so. Maybe like much younger than that. And maybe year and a half, something. He's a young cat, and he's kind of like very nonchalant, and he's like, yeah, I'm home. I'm just staying home for right now. It's not like he's not gonna go out again, but he's just for right now. He's staying home, and he said he just was curious. He wanted to see his neighborhood, which exactly, yes, he just wanted to see his neighborhood. And then he said he might come see you again, but he doesn't know when. It's almost like he's inside the house much more often than he was before. So,
I got the feeling he was young because he has a lot of energy, but he's not crazy. He's very calm and he's very sweet, very
yes.
very sweet. If you could possibly communicate to him, there's coyotes in this neighborhood, so it would be great if he just stayed home more, and just stayed around where he lives. He doesn't need to come and visit me. I just wanted to know he's okay, and I appreciate you telling me that.
You can't tell a male cat not to work their territory. They're like a shark.
Okay.
They're going to work their territory. This is Willie Loman.
Yes. Then let me tell him. Okay, let me tell him about the coyotes. It's funny
but
because
his territory doesn't extend many miles, right? So, I mean, if he just stays home in his yard, I just worry about the coyotes around,
I'm telling him about it because I told him about the coyotes. He said he likes to visit you. Like he showed me Princess, your kitty. So he likes okay, well that's pretty obvious, but it's kind of funny. He likes the female cats, and he likes Princess. Like he liked her looks, but he said he's not sure if Princess liked him. He doesn't think so.
No, Princess doesn't like him. I'm sorry. Yeah, Princess, I don't think likes other cats.
Yeah,
just like high school kids.
Yes, he liked her, but he's also very he's kind of full of himself in a way, because I told him about the coyotes, and he said that he climbs, he's fast, and that he can climb, meaning like a tree, so they don't get him. So I'm gonna tell him that it's still dangerous and he should stay home, and that that's what you letting him know. Okay, so let me say. Okay,
Yeah,
so
and I will always love him, but you know, he if he has a home, he needs to stay in the home, you know.
yeah,
Yeah,
I told him, okay, Susanna, I cannot promise that because he's very stubborn, and he said, okay, whatever, like kind of like like a teenager, like he's like a young man more so than a teenager. He's saying like, well, okay, but he doesn't really mean it. I can tell he doesn't mean it.
Yeah.
So you might still see. So, but he's doing well. He's doing well. He's in good health. He's doing well, and and you still might see him, even though I did tell him not to go out because of the coyotes. But he's very full of himself, kind of, and he's like, okay, well, I am, like he's young and he thinks nothing can harm him.
No. Well, thank you very much. I'm so relieved. I appreciate, as I'm worried about him. I'm so relieved that he's alive and he has a home. That's wonderful. So
yeah,
I really appreciate it.
And thank you for calling in. And Suzanne, I got to tell you, your timing is perfect. We've got like about a minute left in the show, so you were able to get squeezed in there perfectly. So thank you so much for calling. And
thank you, Susanna.
Thank you, Donna and Vaishali.
And give Willie Loman our love. Yeah, kitties have a pretty fixed love for checking out their territory. It's kind of hard to talk them out of something they're instinctually hardwired to do. But if anybody can make any headway into a stubborn kitty head, it's going to be Donna. So
thank you.
Thanks for calling, sweetheart. And I just want to remind our listening audience that you've been listening to Donna Dvorak, animal communicator. Her website is DANADVORAK, animalcommunicator.com. Go sign up for her newsletter, check out her services. She'll be back on the show again. And until we do it again next week, rock on, babies.
You've been listening to You Are What You Love with author Vaishali. To order Vaishali's book, You Are What You Love, or to schedule a private self-emergent session with Vaishali, visit youarewhatyoulove.com. Thanks for joining us, and remember, you are what you love, and you love whatever you give your attention to. So love wisely.